Alright, let's get going. So, we have this derivable from yame, and we are going to make it into a nice pants. So I've previously done this. I've made a bunch of pants. I made about 10 of them yesterday, and I thought it would be really cool to show you how to make it. So obviously there's no textures on this. It's just plain opacity texturing. You can see that it's, well, if you want to upload this like this, that's fine. That's up to you, but I suggest you make it look a little bit more nicer. So I'm going to show you the examples that I made. I pray that IMV doesn't crush me, cause it's been acting weird lately for some reason. I don't know. But in case it does, I'm gonna log back in. Okay. So I made these yesterday. I made a bunch of them, and I'm gonna show you how to make these nice leggings. Come on, IMV. Okay, here we go. And everything I'm wearing is in my shop. From the hair to the top to the bottom, everything is in my shop. It's come to the point where I don't even buy clothes anymore because I can make them, and that's really cool. You also get a shit ton of credits, but you don't have to buy any of that anymore. But it's just cool experiencing with the credit tools. So, let's start. So let's see what we made yesterday. We have this tribal ethnic leggings. It looks gorgeous, by the way. And then we have this murky mermaid. Very beautiful. And then we have this doja cow. Absolutely gorgeous. Very detailed. And then we have this kitty cat. Very cute. It comes with a top for the kitty cat. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. Okay, so if you already have IMVU and you are VIP, you should sign up for the creator tool. So assuming you've, oh come on, don't lag me, okay. Assuming you've already opened your creator tool, you have your base, but you want to make a nice pants, okay. The easiest way to do this is to go to, let's go to freepik.com. freepik.com. Here you can get a lot of free vector stock pics and icons to make clothes. Excuse me. And reason why I love using Freepik is that you don't have to pay for any of this because it's free, obviously. So since we want to make a nice pants, let's see, let's try let's try spring. So spring seamless patterns. And then you have a lot of beautiful things you can use to make your pants. Some of them you have to pay for the bulk. Otherwise, you can just use a free picture. Doesn't really matter. So let's see what we can find. Okay, I'm gonna use, let's see. I'm gonna use this. This looks cute. I'm gonna use this. Okay. You're gonna save that to your desktop, wherever you. What I usually do is I organize everything so I know where everything is. And as a creator, you always want to make sure that you save all your files. Here's why: because people get DMCA every time for whatever reason. People fake DMCA you. So make sure you keep a copy of your files every time you make something. You can either transfer it on a hard drive, whatever you want. Just make sure you keep a copy, just in case someone tries to claim your product or textures as their own, that you know what to do. So we're gonna save this to here, and then we're gonna go back to GIMP. Okay. Reason why I use GIMP is because Photoshop is too complicated for me, so I'm not even gonna try it. We're gonna find the image. First, we're gonna go back to what we are deriving from. So you can either use this for the original mesh. You can either use this, but you have to learn how to make creases and add other type of shit. But I'm gonna do that in another video. We're just gonna learn how to make textures from a provided opacity map. Okay, so we have these two here. What? We have these two, and we are going to save this. Okay, since I already have it, I'm not gonna bother. We're gonna go ahead and open that. Now let's find it. Okay, we have them over here. And you always want to open them as a layer. So you open the first one, and then click File, open as layer, and you open the second one. So they're gonna overlap on each other. The next step is you're gonna make a new layer. You're gonna make a new layer with 100% transparency. 100%? I don't know. Let's try that again. Okay, you just want to put it on transparency. Okay, then you're gonna go to File. Please ignore the background noise. Because of the quarantine, everybody's just trying to make as much noise as possible to keep themselves whatever. Okay, you're gonna go to Open as Layer again, and you're gonna find your picture that you saved from FreePic. So we have this here. You can scale it nicely. See this little tool here? If you click that, it makes uneven scales. And if you unclick it, it makes even scales. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna lower the opacity and scale it. So it just fits nicely where I want the textures to be. And we're gonna scale that. Okay, so now we have flower, we have texture, layer, opacity, 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 free layer, and then texture. So what we're gonna do next is move the flower or your image down to the bottom of your layers. To the bottom of your layers. Okay, and you're gonna hide the first one you want to do. So let's try the pants first, the front pants. We're gonna click on that and we're gonna change it from normal to burn. As you can see, it overlays perfectly inside. If you want it more detailed, you can change it from burn to linear burn. But I'm gonna keep it at burn or multiply. It doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna keep it at burn. And I'm gonna duplicate the opacity so it's more detailed. And I'm going to change the duplicate to multiply or linear burn. Whatever works. Doesn't have to be specific. So we're going to change that to linear burn. And then we're going to export it and see what it looks like. Okay, so here we have the original. We're gonna change it and see what it looks like. Okay, there it is. And then boom, you have a nice flowery pants. I'm gonna add a light so you see how it looks like under light. Okay, now this is what it looks like. So you can see you still have the crease. Everything looks perfect. Okay, now let's try another texture. We're gonna go back to free pick, and this time we're gonna look for, let's try denim seamless pattern. And you get all these nice blue, navy, whatever this is called, backgrounds. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. Let's see. Okay, don't forget to save it. And then we're gonna go back and open as a layer. Once again. And as you can see, the moment you open it as a layer, it already overlaps it for you. We're gonna export that and then see how it looks like in Studio. There we go. Looks perfect. You can also use colors, and I'll show you how to do that. So that's why we have the transparency layer for it. So we're gonna move the transparency layer. We're gonna find a color that we like. Let's say we're gonna go with teal. Okay. Now we're gonna use the bucket tool to fill it, and we're gonna move the color down to below the opacity, and then you have a nice, I don't know what this color is called, pants. We can also try that with pink. You get a nice purple pants. The lighter you make the color, the lighter the burn is gonna look like. So if you make it a deep color, it's gonna look like this. If you make it a light color, it's gonna look like this. So let's try a little bit of pink, hot pink. So you have a hot pink, pink, dark pink, pink, and then black. You can also make it white, or even lighter, or way lighter. You can also try any other colors that you'd like it to be. But for educational purposes, I'm just gonna try one color. Okay, let's go with this. Let's go with this. We're gonna make it lighter. A little bit more lighter. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So we have this. Okay. Before I do any more tricks, I'm going to show you what it looks like on Angel. Okay, I'm gonna export it. And then this is what we have. Yay! It looks absolutely beautiful, but let's see if we can change the color a little bit because it looks too dark. Let's go with this. I don't know. Let's try purple. Purple always looks beautiful. So let's try a little bit purple. Okay, now let's export that again. And It looks beautiful. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep this. Now we're gonna go back and unhide the back of it. And we're gonna hide the front. And then we're gonna change the back also to the same linear burn. So you're gonna have two of these, first and second. Okay. My stream is bad right now. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the back, and then we're gonna change it to purple. So we have a nice purple pants here. So the next step that we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a little bit more highlights. A little bit more highlights. Okay, so we're gonna make a new layer. And then we're gonna go to the brush tool and then pick the color black. We're gonna zoom in a little bit more. And then we're gonna, let's start with the front first. We're gonna start with the front. We're gonna zoom in more. And we're gonna make some faint lines just to make it more noticeable, the crease. Faint lines, slowly, faint lines. I'm bad at drawing with mouse, but okay, that works. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the crease. We don't want to make too many changes or it's gonna look weird. Just a little bit more. Okay, now we're gonna zoom out and see. Okay, so we have this here. We're going to go to the smudge tool, zoom in a little bit, and then we're gonna smudge it out. Just slowly. There we go. Slowly. There we go. Slowly. 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 The next step is to make from normal to soft light. So we're going to change it from normal to soft light. Okay. And then we're going to go to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. Usually I only put it at 2. You don't want to put it too much just to make it noticeable. So you can tell the difference right now. Okay. We're going to go over that again with the brush tool, and we're gonna make a little bit more creases over here, and then that's it. And then smudge, gonna smudge it out. If you know how creases work, you should be fine. You don't want to make it look too fake, too weird. Just a little bit of, you know. Okay. Now let's export it and see what it looks like. Okay. So now we have more, more details. We're gonna lower that a little bit. The next thing we're gonna do is make a new layer, and this time we're gonna go with white instead of black. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make highlights. So using your brush tool, you're gonna make a couple of white drawings wherever you want it to highlight. Not too much, just a little bit of highlight. So we have something like this. As you can tell, the next step is the smudge tool. Gonna zoom in a little bit, and then we're gonna smudge it out. There we go. There we go. Okay, so you should have something like this, and you're gonna change that to overlay. And you're gonna smudge it out a few more times. And then we're gonna blur it more. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have highlight, details, opacity, and color. Okay, now let's see what it looks like. Yep, looks perfect. Let's see what it looks like when it's illuminated. Okay, so this is what it looks like without any light, and then this is what it looks like with light. You can tell the huge difference. So self-illumination is how you make neon stuff. So you can tell that this is going to show under light and this will not show under light. Okay. We're going to repeat the same step with the bottom part. So we're going to hide these and we're going to go to the bottom. Same step, doesn't matter which one you start with, but let's go. don't forget to smudge it out. Smudge it out. And put it on soft light. And then we're going to blur it a little bit. Make a new layer. Change the color from black to white for your highlights. And then highlight where you want it to pop out. Smudge it out. I swear to God, these birds. Just carelessly smudge it out because it's going to blend perfectly anyway after you're done. Just be creative with whatever you're doing. Make sure you don't have any logos. If you have to crop it out, just crop it out. Okay? Next step is overlay. And then blur. Just blur it out a little. And then let's see what it looks like when you export it. Perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, now you have your pants. So we started from this white thing, and then we ended up with these nice purple pants. You can also do it with any texture that you come across, doesn't really matter whether it's this or even this. Whatever you come across with, you can be creative and make something out of it. Trust me. Doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to know what you're doing. Okay, let's not try these lovely pants. As you can see, when you drag it, it looks very beautiful. But we're gonna scale it, and then we have some pants. That's the bottom, so let's try the back and see what it looks like. There we go. You have these nice love pants. Okay. But I'm gonna upload the purple one just for the tutorial. There we go. I'm gonna take a picture of it. And then we're going to make it display only, just so people can derive from it. R7, 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 or R7, X, Y, V, T, R7. Okay. The reason why I do this, I make outlines, is because it looks better if you outline your picture before making it into an icon, because then it brings out the shape more from afar. You don't have to, it's just something that I do every time I make an icon. Just makes it look more nice and detailed. You don't want to edit your icons too much to the point that it looks different from the product itself. Because people buy stuff from the look of product. And imagine if your product is very nice looking, but you edited your icon so much that it looks nothing like your icon. That's like false advertisement kind of shit. You don't want to do that, because then you won't pass peer review, because it looks nothing like what you submitted. Okay, now we're done with that. We're gonna save it, and then we're gonna go to Photoscape, because that's where I edit my images. I'm so sorry about the background. It's like tropical stuff in here. Since the quarantine, so I have to go home. Okay, let's wait for Photoscape. There we go. My next video, I'm gonna show you how to make icons for every product and how to pose for every product that you make. Okay. Okay. Pretty sure I saved, let's see, save a copy here somewhere. If not, then I'll just make a new one anyway, so. Sometimes GIMP corrupts your files and you don't know what to do. Because that's the way I always have to make a backup copy. But I just don't know where it is, so I'm gonna skip that. Okay. Just gonna make a new icon and use that instead. It's not really hard to make one. There we go. That's it. Now we're gonna find the picture that we just made. There we go. And now we're gonna scale it. In my next video, I'll show you how to make moving GIFs. And this is pretty good. I'm gonna scale that. Duplicate layer. Make this layer black. So we can make a shadow. And then there we go. Then we have these banks, which we're gonna upload. So this is how you make a GIF. A GIF, I don't know. See, first, second, first, second. And then you go back and then you move it again. And then you make your third layer. I will explain it into more details when I make another video. It's pretty simple. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty good. I always put my animation as 500. Okay, next step is we're gonna make a blank layer so we can put the word on it. Derivable and make it small so it's easier to see. That's perfect. That looks good. A little bit more. Okay, that's better. Okay, that was better. We're gonna save that. Now we're gonna come back here, open this layer, and now we're gonna open the derivable. I'm just gonna make a nice icon right quick. Seriously? Okay. Duplicate, 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 merge, 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 and then merge. Export. And then we have this here, derivable, so people can use it. Or maybe it's, it's okay. Okay, so now that we're done, I'm gonna submit it. I hope you enjoyed the stream.